Hey guys, Woods Farm here, Project 222. Just back out in the shop working on the Scout Car. Today we're working on a lot of little things. We're trying to finish up some of the detail work, get that out of the way, so stick around and check it out. Okay guys, in the last video we finally got the spare tire mount completed. That is a big thing to cross off the list, so I'm happy that that is now done. We can now move on to some smaller detail projects. I've got tow hooks sent out to a local welding shop. They're going to plasma cut out the hook shape for us. Once they get back in, I can mount those on the back. I've also got some smaller things to do, like the latches for the engine deck, and also maybe start working on the hinges for the front doors, things like that. They're all little things. It takes time, but you need to get them done so the project can move forward. If you missed it in the last video, the Project 222 stickers are in and available. If you make a small donation to the project, $5, we'll get you a sticker sent out to you. Also, if you make a larger donation of over $15, we'll send you the full Woods Farm sticker pack. The details are in the description down below of how you can get your stickers. Okay, there it is. Nothing too fancy, but it's going to be a little bit stronger and it looks a little cleaner than it did before. I'm just going to work on the one on the other side, but I'm not going to show you that. The next thing we are going to work on are the little latches for the doors on the engine cover. I'm going to try to set those up and get that out of the way. Okay, I'm still waiting on the machine shop to finish up the tow hooks. And before we start installing the latches on the rear engine deck, I have a couple hinges I want to finish making. This is just to complete the set of 4 hinges I need for the doors. So we're going to start that first. Okay, we got the hinges completed. I can set those aside for later when we get around to doing the doors for the vehicle. But now we're going to move ahead and I'm going to install the 3 latches that hold down the engine hatches. Going to organize some of this stuff. You can see I've accumulated quite a hoard of parts. A lot of this stuff is for the electrical system. So we've got gauges, we've got an oil pressure gauge. Here's an adapter so we can set up an electrical oil pressure and also have an oil pressure warning light. Here's the sending unit for the oil pressure. That stuff all came from Summit. I picked up a tack at a local swap and sell, and I'm going to try to rig that up so we at least know what the RPMs on the engine are doing. Here's another gauge from Summit. You've seen this in a video when I was testing out the cooling system. Wire, I'm starting to accumulate wire. I have some other wire left over from my Kubelwagen project. Very expensive. Got a whole bunch of switches, push button start, rocker switches. This would be like, for instance, for the fan, the ignition system will have a rocker switch, that kind of stuff. So here's something interesting. This is a voltage regulator for the alternator. I've got a whole bunch more switches here. Yeah, rocker switches, relays, parts like that. So I'm getting a good amount of parts for the electrical system, and there's some other stuff here. We got nylock lock nuts for a bunch of mechanical stuff. Miscellaneous wiring, some connectors, so a lot of stuff. We are very close to starting the electrical on the vehicle. We're going to do it after we paint, but it's coming up soon. Okay guys, I just got the tow hooks back from the welding shop. Really happy with the way they turned out. Let's go over to the bench and take a look. So yeah, here's the tow hooks. They're out of 5/8, and really good job they did on the cutting. My cutter would not have done such a good job, especially the last ones. The front tow hooks, I had to do so much grinding and hand filing on the inside. It just took forever. Cost $60 to get them to cut them out. Well worth it. Okay, this is the area where the rear tow hooks get welded on. In the original, they kind of are right up in the corner area here. Unfortunately, we got this frame to deal with. And I do want to secure the hooks to the frame to actually make them somewhat usable. So the hooks are kind of on an angle on the original setup, so I think I'm going to make like a gusset in here. We're going to get it welded in place, and then I'm going to reinforce it and weld it more to the frame from the inside. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Got the tow hooks done. It ended up being a little more complicated than I expected, because what I ended up having to do was box in the back end of the frame just to give me more area to weld and make it a little stronger. I want to make sure those tow hooks are usable and they're going to be really secure to the frame. So took a little longer, but overall happy with the way they turned out. The position is pretty good and they look fairly close to the original vehicle. We are starting to cross a lot of items off the list. I think in the next video, I'm going to work on those external D-rings, also some of the mounting points on the interior of the vehicle, maybe start working on that. And also, I've decided not to move the mufflers just yet, but instead of moving the mufflers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some heat shielding to the engine bay to kind of separate the mufflers from the engine area above. So I'm going to work on that maybe in the next video as well. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.